One of the things I hear from people when they say they can't memorize is, I can't keep track of the order. So I'm going to give you a way to keep track of the order that the scriptures, the words come in. And I took this from Kevin Horsley. He wrote the book Unlimited Memory. And what he says is you use your bedroom, your car, your kitchen, or your living room, something that's in your long-term memory, and associate it then with short-term memory. And it kind of helps give what you're working on it to be a medium-term memory. So what I'm going to do is walk you through the Beatitudes, because it's really hard sometimes to remember which comes first, which comes next, because they're not in alphabetical order. And so I'll show you what I would do. All right, I would start with my refrigerator. Blessed are the poor, so there's an arrow pouring down, in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom. See how there's a K with kind of a crown? Of heaven. Yes, I realize heaven's not clouds, but it gives you something to work on. And then I would go over here. Totally, you're getting a lot of information about my kitchen. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. So I have a sad face, and then C is bigger for comforted. Then I would walk over here to my printer. Blessed are the meek. And I kind of have like, there's no muscles on his arms. I know that's not what meekness means, but it gives me a visual. For they will inherit the earth. That's supposed to be an earth, not a very good one. Then from there, see how I'm kind of going in like order around my kitchen? Blessed are those who hunger and thirst, so I have a plate and a cup, for righteousness, for they will be filled. And I have the F filling that cup, coming from my kitchen table around to here. Blessed are those who are merciful, for they will be shown mercy. And I wanted to connect merciful with mercy, so there's an arrow pointing back. Coming around my table some more. Blessed are those who are pure in heart. The P is in the heart, for they will see God. Then, leaving my kitchen table, still sticking in kind of a circular clockwise order. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called sons of God. If you wanted, you could put an S there. I just know that means sons. And then working on my island, come over to my stove. Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness. So my who is kind of like two arms out to the side, like who. For they will, They will inherit the kingdom of heaven. So this way, walking around my kitchen in somewhat of a clockwise or counterclockwise order, whatever works for you, you put parts of the verses at different locations, and then you know, oh, when I walk around my kitchen, I go this way. Truthfully, I should do more of my kitchen and bigger, but to make it a little faster and easier for the video, I just kept it right here. You could do your car. Kevin Horsley uses in his example, like the hood, and then you go the steering wheel, and then I think the middle seat, and then the back seat, and then the window, and then the bumper. So you take something you're very familiar with, put it in order, and then associate that verse or those verses there. That way it just gives your brain something to latch onto, and you know, oh, when I go to the refrigerator, it's blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Truthfully, what I should have done is put that one at the sink, so then I think when you pour water into the sink, that would be the poor in spirit. Those are just some tricks. Not perfect, but what you're working for is how can I help my brain remember? So now you can try memorizing this, not the Sermon on the Mount, not the whole thing, just the Beatitudes using your kitchen.